I don't wish it on him, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? I don't wish it on him. And I love him through it. Whatever he going through, I love him through it. Much criticism as I receive about my son, I would like to shed light on the fact.
Atlanta was supposed to be sleeping under calm skies, but at 3 a.m., silence turned into terror. A nightmare unfolded that no parent could ever imagine. King Harris, the son of rap legend T.I. and Tiny, was fighting for his life in the ICU. His body was frail, strapped to machines, and his heartbeat slipped away second by second. Doctors exchanged grim looks, whispering the coldest words any family could hear. Prepare for the worst. What was supposed to be just another night in the city turned into the Harris family's darkest chapter, while the entire hip-hop world froze in shock under the harsh fluorescent lights of Grady Memorial. Alarms blared, monitors screamed, and doctors rushed frantically to keep him breathing. But this wasn't just another medical crisis. This was horror in real time. With every leak, every rumor, every whisper online, the story got darker.
Try to take the good with the bad and just let them know. You go into prison if you keep it up.
Tiny, King's mother, completely collapsed in the hospital hallway, her screams echoing like thunder down the sterile corridors. Nurses had to hold her up as her body trembled uncontrollably, and that raw moment was captured on camera, spreading across social media like wildfire. Within minutes, millions were in tears as hashtags like "Pray for King" and "Justice for King Harris" shot to the top of worldwide trends. Still, while the public cried with the Harris family, sinister revelations started spilling out that twisted this tragedy into something straight out of a mob movie. According to a leaked medical report, King's injuries didn't look like a typical jailhouse brawl. Insiders claimed they were torture wounds, patterns etched into his body too deliberate, too cruel, too precise to be explained away as fists or kicks. This wasn't just violence, it was a calculated message, designed to break him down or even erase him forever. Then came the audio leak that shook the internet to its core. In a grainy recording, a prison guard's voice could be heard whispering, "The order came from above. We just cleared the way."
With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat.
That single chilling sentence flipped the internet upside down. Who gave the order? Who wanted King Harris silenced so badly that his beating looked more like a planned execution than a fight? Within hours, fingers started pointing in every direction. Rival gangs, industry enemies, political power players, even figures inside the prison system itself. Whispers grew louder that maybe this wasn't about King at all. Maybe this was about silencing the Harris family once and for all. And just when it seemed things couldn't get any more terrifying, another rumor erupted like a bomb online. A supposed ICU surveillance clip.
Tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucking that life could throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break down.
It allegedly showed masked men sneaking into King's hospital room in the dead of night, tampering with his life support machines. If that footage is real, it means not even a hospital surrounded by doctors could keep him safe, because forces far bigger than anyone imagined wanted him gone. Outside Grady Memorial, chaos was exploding. Protesters, fans, and heartbroken family members flooded the streets with candles, chanting, "Protect King," and demanding answers. The night air was filled with cries for justice, and the Harris family's nightmare was no longer private. It had become a war zone in front of the entire world. The Atlanta air was heavy that night, thick with grief, rage, and prayers whispered under breath as candles flickered like tiny flames of defiance. Outside Grady Memorial, crowds swelled, some on their knees begging for King Harris's life, others shouting for justice, their voices echoing like thunder through the cold darkness.
Hey, one of you niggas would have been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they goddamn show their paperwork and they is right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that.
But I'm gonna tell you like this, when I saw that, I think T.I. fucking lying.
The atmosphere wasn't just tense, it was electric, grief mixing with fury. the city itself trembling under the weight of a nightmare no one thought possible. Inside, T.I. stood like a man ripped apart. Man. The rapper who once projected power and unshakable confidence now looked broken, pacing the sterile halls with trembling hands and a cracked voice, staring straight into cameras as he pleaded. "My son is being targeted like he is some kind of enemy. He's just a kid. Please, someone stop this madness." His raw plea detonated online within seconds. Some rallied behind the Harris family in solidarity, while others coldly mocked their pain, calling it karma for T.I. Near's past life.
With the T.I. situation, if he did that, you're a fucking rat too. I don't spare no motherfucking body. Because if you doing anything wrong, you doing anything criminal-wise, and you cooperate with law enforcement to get you out of trouble, that means you're cooperating, that means you're a rat.
The internet split down the middle, turning a private family tragedy into a global spectacle of sympathy and cruelty. Then came the footage that flipped everything upside down. An anonymous source claimed to have ICU CCTV showing two hooded figures creeping into King A.'s room at 2:47 a.m. One crouched near his bed while the other stood watch by the door. The clip cut off before the worst could be seen, but the implications were terrifying. Someone inside the hospital was sabotaging his recovery. Nurses whispered about outside interference, fearful that even behind hospital walls, King's life wasn't safe. One whistleblower nurse revealed an even darker detail: that King A.'s ventilator had mysteriously shut off for several seconds earlier that night before alarms screamed. Even more chilling, the footage of that exact moment had vanished from hospital records. Was it coincidence or a full-blown cover-up? Nobody knew, but the internet exploded with accusations of powerful players pulling strings to erase evidence and silence King forever. Meanwhile, the Harris family's pain kept spilling into the public eye. Tiny was filmed sobbing outside the ICU doors, collapsing as she begged, "Don't take my baby, don't take him from me." That clip shattered millions of hearts, replayed endlessly on TikTok and Instagram, spreading her anguish to every corner of the globe. Inside, T.I. allegedly snapped, punching walls and accusing hospital staff of lying to cover up what he believed was murder.
Wayne, wait, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be.
Witnesses said his rage was so explosive security had to step in after he smashed a chair, his fury now aimed at a system he believed was erasing his son right in front of him. As if that storm wasn't already unbearable, another shocking claim surfaced. King's blood reportedly tested positive for foreign toxins, substances not tied to the jail beating and not part of any prescribed medication. Whispers turned to screams. Was someone poisoning him inside the hospital? Anonymous hacker groups fanned the flames by posting, "They're not saving King, they're finishing him." Fans across the globe erupted, convinced this wasn't just a fight gone wrong, but a targeted attack backed by serious power. Outside, the protests escalated. Demonstrators clashed with riot police stationed at the hospital doors, tear gas turning the cold night air into a choking haze as Atlanta transformed into a battleground over King A.'s fate. The city's heartbeat pulsed with fury, grief, and conspiracy, and every second felt like it could be the moment the truth finally broke free, or was buried forever.
I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, "Hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house." They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house. Yeah.
Social media turned Atlanta into a stage of chaos as live streams captured every heartbeat of the city burning with grief and rage. By sunrise, this wasn't just about a teenager clinging to life. It had exploded into a full-blown war of narratives. Some swore King Harris was paying for the sins of his father, while others whispered that he was the victim of a deadly industry plot designed to silence him before he ever spoke out. Every rumor, every leak, every scream from inside that ICU blurred the line between truth and conspiracy, leaving millions around the world desperate for answers they couldn't find. What no one could deny was this: King Harris was trapped inside a storm way bigger than himself, a storm threatening not only to destroy his family but to rattle the entire hip-hop industry.
Present you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any of my questions or make any statements. So So my question to you is, I found just a non-felony in that ashtray in the back, as well as in that basketball sleeve. So I'm gonna go over here and talk to these guys, and someone has to get charged with it. It's not dude.
I'm not talking.
You're not gonna talk to me? I gotcha. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
In the car.
We're in the car.
Search you.
I'm not looking for phones, I'm looking for drugs and guns.
Ask me to know where my phone is.
What kind of phone is it?
What color is your phone?
It's a clear case on it.
Well, I'm saying that you weren't allowed to turn left right there because it's separated by those double yellow lines.
I apologize.
I got you. Do you have your license on you? Go ahead and step it up. Okay, Mr. Harris. Okay, we gotta have a talk about something else. So keep your hands on the steering wheel for me. I smell some weed in the car. So our procedure is we gotta check it. Is there anything else that I need to be aware of?
Man, I don't want y'all to check the car.
I can't hear you.
I don't want y'all to search the car.
Well, I understand that, but if I smell weed, that's probable cause to search the vehicle.
You're not gonna find them. You're gonna find my guns.
Just multiple guns?
I got a stick, an AR.
What I would appreciate more than anything right now is to be able to make a phone call. So when we get there, it can already be figured
To
out.
who? Who are you trying to make a phone call
I'm
to?
trying to make a phone call to my pop.
As dawn cracked over Atlanta, the nightmare only deepened. His condition slipped from critical but stable to something far more terrifying. Doctors whispered about organ failure behind closed doors, while nurses sprinted between rooms with emergency drugs. Each sound of the monitor hooked to King S' fragile body landed like a hammer on his family S' chest. A countdown no one could stop. Around 5 a.m., T.I. and Tiny were dragged into a private room and hit with words that shattered them. If we dawned to see improvement soon, we may have to discuss letting him go. That single line detonated like a bomb. Tiny collapsed again, her screams shaking the entire floor as staff rushed to treat her after she fainted from sheer devastation. And then, as if this horror wasn't enough, a secret recording of her breakdown leaked online. Raw, unfiltered pain, flooding millions of feeds, forcing the world to watch a mother's soul crumble in real time. The internet wept, but before tears could dry, another explosive leak dropped.
That, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your life. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent.
I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have it figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything at 16 and fall in love with her. But it's be gone. How you gonna, like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his off, bro. Like, bro, for real. If he gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his off, bro.
I had one of you niggas who have been to the penitentiary before, man. What happened when a motherfucker say somebody ain't right and they got there show their paperwork and they is right? What's the penalty for that? Can somebody tell me what is that punishable by? Somebody tell me that. See, most of you motherfuckers ain't never been in no trouble. Motherfuckers ain't never been nowhere. Anybody tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker that like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold. You ain't seen me break down yet. Matter of fact, I come out smelling too good the way you nigga think something wrong.
A confidential medical report suggested King S' bloodstream carried traces of a mysterious foreign substance, one that didn't match any treatment he had been given. Analysts ruled out common hospital drugs, implying this wasn't a tragic accident. It was sabotage.
Wait till I get back and see him. Wait till I slap a. Alright, yeah. Yeah, wait. Wait till I come back in the month late night. And then it's just you and I you up.
Children gonna be children. Kids will be kids, man. You know what I'm saying? I expect that from them. I expect them to do the wrong thing.
So they did confirm it. So the warrant is valid and they do want you. Well, and now that I'm thinking about it, I want you to make sure that you know your rights. I'm gonna read your Miranda real quick. Just give me 1 sec.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah. And I told him I'm gonna make this the greatest gangster of all times. I will raise this child to torture you the way that you tortured me.
Trying to coddle him for. Let the man walk off, have some time to himself, sit down, soak it up, and come up with what he needs.
Someone had allegedly tampered with his IV line, sneaking poison into his system while he lay helpless under fluorescent lights. That revelation tore through the internet like fire, birthing hashtags like ICU breach and protect King Harris as fans demanded to know. How could the son of one of hip-hop's biggest names, in one of Atlanta's busiest hospitals, be left this vulnerable? Then came the clip that froze millions of screens. Another CCTV leak showed 2 hooded figures creeping into King's ICU at night. One bent low near his bed while the other kept guard at the door. The footage cut off before revealing their actions, but the message was clear. This wasn't just about a beating inside jail walls. This was a hunt, and they were following him all the way into the hospital. Outside, the city had turned into a war zone. Protesters and fans packed the streets, some holding candles that flickered against the night, others waving signs screaming justice for King. Helicopters circled above as chants shook the air, while police in full riot gear struggled to hold the line. The tension was suffocating. Atlanta was no longer just watching a tragedy. It was living inside one. The hospital no longer resembled a place of healing. It looked like a battlefield. Reporters swarmed every hallway, cameras flashing as they caught every scream, every tear, and every explosive argument. What should have been private grief for the Harris family was now a live-streamed circus, broadcast worldwide for millions to dissect like vultures circling fresh tragedy. Inside the chaos, cracks in the family showed. Tiny's own relatives reportedly pointed fingers at T.I., accusing him of bringing a curse on the family with his past lifestyle and choices.
I've already made my peace with it, because I know their energy. I was their energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out, son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmama, his ass going to prison. If he goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison.
Do you have any questions for me?
No.
You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
Your phone.
We're in the car.
You search you.
I'm not looking for phones, I'm looking for drugs and guns.
T.I. snapped back, shouting, "This ain't karma, this is murder." That heated clash was caught on camera and instantly went viral, deepening the already vicious divide online. Half the internet insisted King was the innocent victim of a dark conspiracy, while the other half mocked, saying the Harris family was finally paying for old sins. Then came the leak that froze everyone in their tracks. This wasn't a tea from guards or nurses. It was allegedly from a high-ranking official tied to Georgia's prison system. In a muffled phone call, a chilling voice could be heard saying, "If the boy talks, everything collapses. He can't leave that bed alive." That single line detonated like a nuclear bomb online. Suddenly, this wasn't about King being attacked just because of who his father was. Fans now believed King was sitting on a secret so dangerous that powerful people were determined to silence him forever. Red-eyed and broken, T.I. doubled down outside the hospital, telling cameras, "My son is a victim of a system that would rather silence him than protect him. This ain't no accident. This is planned." His words only fueled the fire. Some fans stood firmly behind him while others mocked, claiming he was exploiting tragedy for sympathy. But whether people believed him or not, one thing was undeniable. The Harris family was walking through hell, and the entire world was watching every step. Meanwhile, the ICU horror just kept stacking higher. A whistleblower nurse risked her entire career to reveal that King S' ventilator had mysteriously shut off for several seconds in the dead of night before alarms screamed. Even worse, when staff tried to review the footage from that exact moment, the files were gone, erased like they had never existed.
What you want to do? What you want to do? You from here?
Yeah, I'm from here. Yeah, I'm from here.
All right, so.
Oh, hell, y'all, let's go.
What's up with you?
Yeah. Can't help.
Yes, yo, that's my baby. That's my baby. Get it?
Coincidence? Fans didn't think so. Social media drowned in conspiracy threads screaming cover-up. Some claimed this was mafia-style revenge, others swore jealous rappers had orchestrated it, while a louder faction accused government forces of pulling strings to bury something massive. The theories spread like wildfire, but no one could deny one truth. King Harris's life was hanging by a thread. And then celebrities started weighing in, adding gasoline to the blaze. Cardi B went live crying, saying, "That baby don't deserve this. I don't care what y'all think about his daddy. Pray for King, man." Her words had millions weeping. Meanwhile, Snoop Dogg's cryptic post sent chills across the internet. The industry ain't it what it seems. Protect your kids. They, after all of us. Fans treated it like confirmation of their darkest fears, that something much larger, much darker was unfolding behind the scenes. And while celebrities fueled the frenzy, the hospital itself transformed into a fortress. Security was tripled after protesters tried to storm the entrance, and police in full riot gear lined the sidewalks. The once busy medical center now looked less like a hospital and more like a war zone. Its most fragile patient, King Harris, at the center of a battle the world couldn't look away from. Life itself hung in the balance, with King Harris at the center of it all. Inside Grady Memorial, doctors grew more desperate by the hour, whispering phrases like multi-organ failure and irreversible damage. Cold, clinical words that shattered the Harris family's hope like glass. One insider even claimed T.I. lost complete control, slamming fists into walls, screaming at doctors, "Don't tell me to let go! You're lying! You're not doing enough!" His rage sent shockwaves through the hospital, terrifying staff and patients alike. But it also exposed the raw image of a father broken beyond repair. Meanwhile, Tiny clung to her son's hand so tightly that nurses had to physically pull her back, fearing she would collapse right there at his bedside.
So what I'm saying is, they wasn't
Talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the f I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, Shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your f***ing restaurant. This ain't your f***ing restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't.
Neither parent moved an inch, even as doctors warned that the next few hours would decide everything. By sunrise, social media was overflowing with terrifying leaks, each more sinister than the last. One report claimed King had actually been declared clinically dead for nearly 2 minutes before doctors shocked his heart back to life with paddles. If true, that meant the Harris family had already watched their son slip away once, only for him to be dragged back from the edge of death. That revelation shook fans to their core. Millions sobbed at the thought of a mother watching her child flatline in real time, speculating whether someone was deliberately keeping King trapped between life and death like some cruel experiment. By noon, what began as a family's private nightmare had erupted into a global scandal. Protesters outside the hospital swelled from hundreds to thousands, chanting louder, crying harder, demanding answers. Helicopters buzzed overhead, and Atlanta began to feel less like a city and more like a war zone under siege. Inside, T.I. and Tiny refused to leave King's side, even as his body continued to betray him. Lungs failing, kidneys shutting down, every machine pumping harder just to keep him alive.
Tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he?
Doctors once again whispered the phrase that no parent should ever hear: prepare for the worst. When those words leaked, the internet exploded. Hashtags like #prepare for king shot to the very top of worldwide trends as millions flooded timelines with prayers, desperate videos, and pleas for a miracle. But along with the prayers came darker whispers. Voices insisting this wasn't fate, but a plot orchestrated by powerful hands determined to finish what started in that jail cell. King Harris was no longer just a teenager in critical condition. He had become the center of one of the darkest, most controversial sagas the rap world had ever witnessed. By nightfall, Atlanta was boiling on the edge of chaos. Grady Memorial no longer looked like a hospital. It resembled a fortress under siege. Riot police formed barricades at every entrance. Helicopters circled the skies, and thousands of fans filled the streets with candles, signs, and chants of "Justice for King." The world wasn't just watching anymore. It was demanding answers, and the pressure was unbearable. Inside, the air grew suffocating. King's condition collapsed to rock bottom, his organs shutting down one by one, his body slipping further into the shadows. Doctors whispered the words every family dreads, but this time it felt final. Prepare for the worst.
What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it, and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Fire your shit. Come back. What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here.
When that phrase leaked online again, it ripped through the internet like lightning, unleashing global panic so massive that "Prepare for King" dominated every feed. People weren't just praying, they were begging, pleading for a miracle. And then came the most chilling claim of all. A second leak alleging that King had once again been declared clinically dead for 2 whole minutes before doctors jolted his heart back into rhythm. If true, it meant the Harris family was trapped in the unbearable purgatory of losing their son again and again while the world watched in horror. A whistleblower dropped a bombshell, claiming the medical team had to use electric paddles twice just to restart King's pulse. It painted the chilling image of a young man already snatched back from death's grip, not once, but multiple times. That revelation shattered fans worldwide. Some sobbed uncontrollably at the thought, while others became convinced this wasn't fate at all. They believed someone was deliberately keeping King trapped between life and death, like a pawn in a sinister game. Inside the hospital, T.I. and Tiny's grief boiled over into open war with staff. Witnesses said T.I. completely lost it after hearing his son's heart had stopped. He stormed into the ICU hallway, screaming at administrators, "If my son dies, I swear the truth will come out. Y'all think this is medicine? No, this is murder." His fury was so explosive, he allegedly smashed a chair against the wall before security restrained him. Footage of that moment leaked online instantly, sending shockwaves through social media as millions watched a father's breaking point play out in real time. Meanwhile, Tiny was filmed falling to her knees outside the ICU doors, clutching a rosary and sobbing so hard she could barely breathe. That heartbreaking moment went viral across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, anchors calling it one of the saddest scenes of the year. Fans across the globe cried as they watched a mother beg God to save her son. The Harris family's pain now cemented as one of the most public tragedies of recent memory, a moment where grief, conspiracy, and spectacle collided all at once. But the storm wasn't slowing down. Anonymous hackers claimed they had broken into hospital files and dropped a confidential report showing King's bloodstream contained foreign toxins, substances that didn't match any medication prescribed by doctors. The hackers didn't just leak files, they released a chilling statement. They're not saving King, they're finishing him. That revelation poured gasoline on an already raging fire. Protesters outside the hospital erupted, chanting, "Cover up! Cover up!" as others clashed with police.
I'll show you what I do. Come here, I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
Tear gas turned the streets into a haze of chaos, while live streams captured every second, millions tuning in to watch Atlanta transform into a city of unrest. The celebrity world couldn't stay silent anymore. 50 Cent jumped on Instagram calling out industry snakes he claimed orchestrated the attack. Meek Mill tweeted, "They tried to silence the next generation before they even start. This ain't no accident." Kanye West added his own cryptic post. This is what happens when you say no to them. They punish your bloodline. Each statement poured more fuel on the fire, making fans even more convinced King wasn't just a victim of violence, but was caught in the middle of something far bigger. A war of industry power, prison corruption, and political intrigue. The theories reached fever-pitch levels of pure chaos. Some swore jealous rappers had set this up out of revenge. Others claimed rival gangs wanted to send T.I. a deadly message. More extreme voices alleged government officials were silencing King because of something he knew. Anonymous accounts even claimed King had been working on an unreleased track that would expose powerful names in the industry, and that this was the real reason behind his brutal attack. Whether true or not, the speculation had spiraled completely out of control. The internet wasn't just following the story anymore, it was steering it, driving the chaos minute by minute, leak by leak, post by post. King Harris's life had become a global spectacle. Every tear from his parents, every scream from his fans, every whisper of sabotage was gasoline on a fire that refused to burn out. Then came the footage that shook the globe. A supposed ICU camera feed showing two masked men lurking just outside King's hospital room. One clutched what looked like a small black case, and conspiracy theorists swore it contained poison or tools to tamper with his medical equipment. Whether real or fake, the clip detonated across social media, convincing millions that King was still under attack, even inside the very walls meant to protect him. By late evening, T.I. himself stepped outside to confront the sea of protesters choking the streets. His face was soaked in tears, his body trembling, his voice cracking as he broke down in front of the cameras.
Well, I mean, of course I spoke to my son. You know, me and his uncles. You know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with the short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. Now, I had to explain to him.
They told me to prepare for the worst. But how do you prepare to lose your child? My boy's in there fighting for his life while the whole world watches. Please, I'm begging you. Pray harder than you've ever prayed. He doesn't deserve this. None of this is fair. That gut-wrenching plea spread like wildfire, replayed millions of times across TikTok, Instagram, and news broadcasts. Fans described it as one of the rawest, most emotional moments ever witnessed from a rap icon. A father stripped bare, begging the world to save his son. But even as T.I.'s words shook the culture, the rumors kept multiplying. Some swore this wasn't just a jail fight gone wrong. It was an assassination attempt, meticulously planned from the top down. Questions roared across the internet. Why did the prison cameras mysteriously cut out during the attack? Who ordered the guards to stand down? Who kept erasing leaks from hospital records? Every question pointed higher, and every missing answer only pushed the conspiracy deeper into the shadows. Inside the ICU, doctors delivered yet another grim warning. The next 24 hours were critical. King Harris was still clinging to life, still teetering on the razor's edge between survival and tragedy. His lungs were weak, his organs failing, his body fighting to hold on. Once again, the Harris family was told to prepare for the unthinkable, but they refused to surrender, clutching faith while the world held its breath. Here's the reality. This isn't gossip, this isn't entertainment, it's a nightmare unraveling in real time. A storm that shattered the Harris family, divided fans into war zones, and sent shockwaves tearing through the music industry itself. And the scariest part? Every leak, every scream, every whispered rumor feels like just the beginning. Behind the curtains, darker secrets are waiting to explode. Secrets that could shake not just Atlanta, but the entire culture to its core. And as the next bombshell looms, the only questions are, will King survive this nightmare? Or will the Harris family be forced to face the most devastating loss of all? One thing is certain, this story isn't done. It's still unfolding, still shaking the culture, and the entire world is locked in, watching every second as it burns brighter, louder, and darker with each passing moment.